Hello and welcome to Square Meal's weekly video news. I'm Ben.
And I'm Neil, hello.
Very excited to be here at Nanban in Brixton, which is a restaurant I've been looking forward to opening for ages. In a few minutes we're going to be talking to Chef Tim Anderson about the inspiration behind his new restaurant, and also he'll be showing us some of the dishes on the menu. But in the meantime, what else is new on the restaurant scene this week, Neil?
Well, Ben, there's 6 new openings this week, so
OMG.
Lots to go on. So first off, we have Bandol, which is opening in Chelsea. That's Southern French inspired cooking from the team from Margot, which is a wine bar down the road. So you can expect tapas-sized French dishes and a little bit of bouillabaisse as well.
Ooh la la.
And then we have Koba, which is a Vietnamese barbecue restaurant in Islington. And that's from Damon Bu, who we interviewed last week. So check out our interview to find out more. But it's Vietnamese, so you can expect it to be very busy.
And bang on trend, Vietnamese barbecue is so hot right now.
So hot. And we have a new bar in Arbutus in Soho, and that's called Le Cuit de Chien, which means, what does that mean?
I believe it's a part of the dog's anatomy that he likes to lick himself.
But hopefully the cocktails will taste a little bit better than that. And you can expect, as with the restaurant menu at Arbutus, quite a lot of awfully bar snacks.
Sounds like a load of old bollocks to me.
And then we have a new bar from the Cocktail Trading Company, and that's below Ask for Janice in Smithfield, where you can trade whatever you fancy for a drink if you don't have any cash.
What price would you put on a gin and tonic?
Yeah, just take your old junk and see what happens, really.
You'll get a drink if nothing else.
Tap water, maybe. And then we have Mark's Bar. That's from Mark Hicks. It's his first standalone bar, and that's going to be in the Old Vic. And you can expect that to be open until 2 a.m. from Thursdays to Saturdays, which will be perfect when the night tube opens.
Not so great if you've missed your last train from Waterloo.
Not so good. And speaking of night tube, Night Tales has opened its first permanent bar this week, and that's called NT's, and that's on the southern tip of London Fields with grilled cheese sandwiches from Morty and Bob's to soak up all that booze.
All that talk of food has made me hungry, so let's go and find Tim and let's talk about Nanban. You're a Japanese restaurant, but this isn't a sushi or sashimi type of place. Could you talk us through the inspiration behind your cooking?
Yeah, well, Nanban means Southern Barbarian, and it's what the Japanese called Europeans when they first arrived in Japan because they traveled by the south. So most of the food that we do here is based on Southern Japanese food, and also happens to be food that came from foreign influences or from foreign immigrant communities. So like ramen, for example. Ramen's Japanese, it's practically the national dish of Japan, but originally it's Chinese. We do mentaiko pasta. Mentaiko is a chili cured fish roe, which is originally Korean. Pasta, of course, Italian, but you find these sort of mashups in the south of Japan, in Kyushu. So that's our main thing. We do a burger because there's a town in Japan, in Kyushu, called Sasebo, which has an American naval base, so they became very famous for their burgers. Like, we're not making stuff up for the most part, although there maybe 20% of our menu is stuff that we just is our own thing, basically.
You mentioned ramen, and you have a curried goat ramen dish on the menu. Could you talk us through that?
The goat curry it's actually a Sri Lankan recipe because my sous chef is Sri Lankan, and it's his mother's the way she makes it. But we basically do a spice blend. We mix hot madras curry powder and many spices that I can't even name right now. We toast those spices with onions and ginger and Scotch bonnet chilies. We sweat them off. We brown the meat and we chuck it in a pressure cooker. We have a massive pressure cooker and we add chicken stock, kombu, and a bit of water. We top it up and we cook it in the pressure at full pressure for 40 minutes. Let the steam out. Then we pick the meat. Basically, we pick the meat. We reduce the sauce slightly and season it with gochujang, which is a Korean chili base. And that's it. Basically, we reheat it to service. We boil the noodles and rinse them under warm water to get the starch off, dress them with a bit of oil to keep them from sticking. And then to garnish, we have one of our tea pickled eggs. It's an egg which is marinated in soy sauce, vinegar, mirin, and lapsang souchong. We've got spring onions, sesame seeds, and then on the noodles themselves some seafood sawdust, which is dried smoked prawns and katsuobushi ground to a powder, along with fried shallots. and some Scotch bonnet pickled menma. We take bamboo shoots and we pickle them in a Scotch bonnet puree, so it's very spicy.
And what about vegetarians? I think I saw a very nice looking sweet potato dish.
Yeah, well, we have a lot of vegetarian small dishes. We do, like, one of my favorites is the Brixton Market Salad, where we just go choose what's nice at the market on the day. But one of our sort of breakaway hits so far has been the yaki imo, which is a purple sweet potato, which we roast in tinfoil, so it's very soft and starting to caramelize along the outside. Then we tear it open, we reheat it for service. We serve it with black sesame, sea salt, and ponzu butter, which is butter mixed with soy sauce and yuzu juice.
So you've been open for just over a week now. How is it going, and how is it going having your own restaurant at long last?
It's exhausting, but it's fun, and you get good feedback, and that it just makes me practically want to cry when people say, "Oh, it's." We've had people say it's the best Japanese food they've ever had, or best meal they've ever had. One woman said, "That is great. It's really a rush. It's hard. I'm not recommending anybody do it, but it's good. It's rewarding."
I look forward to trying it, and hopefully we can meet up again at that point.
Thanks.
Thanks for having us, Tim.
Thank you.
That's it for this week. Thanks very much to Tim for hosting us here at Nanban.
And if you like the look of that restaurant, you can check out even more on our website, squaremeal.co.uk. If you book with us, you can win a super reward. So have a look on our homepage to find out what that is this week. And as well as that, we're on Facebook and we're on Twitter, where you can follow us for all the latest restaurant news.
And if you do go online, you'll see that we've just released tickets to this year's Square Meal tasting. That's on Wednesday the 18th of November at the HAC in the city. If you've been before, you'll know what a brilliant night out this is. It's a real opportunity to try lots of different food, wine, all sorts of drinks, all under one roof. And also there are some fantastic prizes to be won. So we'll see you next week, and we'll also see you hopefully at the HAC in the city for the tasting. Thank you for joining us.
See you next week.